Welcome to Crazy Shit in Real Estate, a weekly podcast where I walk you through some of the wildest, most unbelievable stories you'll hear from the world of real estate. If you like real estate and you love crazy, this is the podcast for you. Before we get any further into this episode, I've got some information to share.
Oh, it's true. Real estate is super competitive and harder than you expected. That's why I created Leigh Brown University. It's everything you need to take you from point A to point whatever your goal is. You could be new to the business or a seasoned vet. I'll help you break through to the next level so that your professional life can look exactly like you desire. Enroll in Leigh Brown University today. I'll help you get there.
So, of course, all those disclosures were made, and I just got completely hooked on the business model because for a hustler with no experience and no knowledge but time, it's an amazing way to get involved, right? And so I started a business, basically finding these specific building lots for builders, and I would sell those, and then ultimately I noticed that they were doing projects on apartment buildings. So what I would do is I'd find old apartment buildings where they were converting them into condos, and I started flipping those. And I would make around $100,000 every time I'd sell one of these buildings. Now, these developers were happy to pay my fee because they didn't have the time to hunt for the inventory.
Exactly.
Right? And so my job was essentially solving many problems. One for the current owner who was tired and ready to cash in. One for the developer who needed raw material to do his thing, and just connecting those pieces made me wealthy at the time. And then 2008 happened, and we were involved in projects. I'd actually convinced my parents. Essentially, what I did was I saw what the developers were doing, and I got jealous. I wanted to be involved and copy what they were doing because I thought the grass was greener on their side. And I took all of the money we made and I doubled down. I put it all down on deposits and down payments. We bought 4 buildings. I brought my mom and dad to the closing table and I asked them to co-sign construction loans. And
in 08?
08. Yep. And I bankrupted myself and my entire family.
It's okay. The president's been bankrupt and he turned out okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that was tough. We all became homeless. So I ended up moving into a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment with my mom, my dad, my sister, my niece, our 150-pound dog, and my cat. And we all, went from doing really well to living with each other and starting over. And then I moved to Los Angeles to become a comedian.
How'd that work out?
I'm not a comedian.
You're the Amish Mexican with the salt and pepper beard.
Yes. I think the punchline is that I went to Los Angeles to become a comedian. So that happened. But in that process, I learned a lot, and I was always stuck to real estate. So I'm living in Los Angeles, and I've got my eyes on the Phoenix market because after the crash, I could literally buy a brand new condo, something built in 2005, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, completely. All the finishes were granite, espresso cabinets, it was hip for the time. And I could buy these condos for $25,000 a door.
Oh, yeah, for nothing.
Nothing. And I could rent them for $850. And so I got my feet wet back in the real estate game by getting involved in purchasing at the bottom and have been slowly crawling my way back up to today, which now myself and with 3 other partners, we run one of the most successful investment real estate companies in the country.
So where did you get the money to buy even those cheap properties when you were bankrupted and you bankrupted your family? Were you going back to your old business owner friend?
No. So actually how I did that was I was working in comedy and I was doing sketch comedy. And every time I'd do one of those videos that would do well, I'd make like $30,000.
Gotcha.
And so I was just taking the money from entertainment and putting it into getting my feet back into the real estate game because it was always essentially where I wanted to be. And that's how that all happened.
Oh, you're enjoying this little clip? Well, the rest of the story is available on any of your podcast apps. Just go search for and subscribe to Crazy Shit in Real Estate with Leigh Brown.